Welcome back, truth seeker.
And you're making videos with these bullshit calculations about how much money you look how much money you would have lost if you went with Zach's picks last week.
First time I ever did a price hike, but to me, even if it's still a bargain rate, I mean, if you look into how much work I put in each month and how much decoding it is, I mean, you're getting a killer deal at both prices.
Okay, I'll try one more time.
Atlanta at Jacksonville in London. I favor the Jaguars in this game for the two reasons we just mentioned, and also because if the Falcons lose, they can get their 66th loss versus the AFC. And of course, Jacksonville Jaguars 66th in the most pure. If Lawrence wins, the Jaguars quarterback, he'll be 15-25 all time. Atlanta 15, Falcons 25. So he'd have a record that corresponded with the team's Gematria. And I think the narrative's a bit stronger for the Jaguars to win. The Broncos at the Bears. Biggest clue in this game is probably, again, area codes. That they win a lot more often than not. Chicago's the 3-1-2. If Justin Fields loses, he's going to be 3-12 at home. A bit like 3-1-2. But yeah, weighing the scales, that 3-1-2 against Justin Fields does stand out. Yeah, I mean, there are some things to think twice about in this game. But again, just that area code thing does jump out to me. And the Bengals at the Titans. The last 2 weeks, the winning number in Tennessee's been 34. Tennessee's 34 in the most pure. Tannehill can improve to 3-4 versus the Bengals, and Zach Taylor can stay on 34 all-time wins in Tennessee by picking up the loss. If Zach Taylor lost, he'd also get his 39th regular season loss. Nashville's 39 where they play. One other thing that does stand out about this game, if Burrow loses, he'll get his 20th loss in the regular season, and historically that's been a good number with the Titans. Titans equals 20. So again, a little bit close here. But again, just going back to my rule of thumb that when in doubt, if you're going to play the game, QBs are usually the top stat category. And looking at the QBs, it does look better for the Titans here. Bucks and Saints, I'm trying to see if Derek Carr's in there. If Derek Carr plays tomorrow, I like the Saints. The reason it matters if Carr's in, Carr can get his 37th home win. Good number with the Buccaneers. Buccaneers 37 in the most pure. And the other 37 that can play for the Saints tomorrow is they can get their 37th home win versus their division all time. But yeah, if Derek Carr is in, if he ends up playing, and again, you can wait till the start of the game, make sure he's in there. If he's in, I think the Saints get it done.
How about shut the fuck up, morons? I'm not wrong about anything.
Oh, well, that one time you weren't right about that game.
Again, if you're that person, just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up.
Commanders at Eagles. Remember last year the Eagles were undefeated, and then they got their first loss on Monday Night Football versus the Commanders on the day leaving 47 days left in the year, and it was a mega 47 ritual. Once again, the Commanders have a narrative to be the first team to beat the Eagles this year. Ron Rivera can improve to 101-91 with an upset tomorrow. The date is 10/1, plus Philadelphia is 101 in the most simple cipher. And again, he'd stay on 91 losses on the day leaving 91 days left in the year. If he does upset, he'd also get his 104th all-time win. We know week 4 equals 104. So yeah, Rivera, huge value in a Commander's upset. And again, you can take him with the points, be the safe way to play it. The Vikings at the Panthers. If the Panthers do lose, they'll get their 110th home loss as a franchise. That's a good number with Minnesota. Again, it just played the other day in the big Oakland upset of the Twins. Minnesota 110 in the most simple cipher, so that does stand out that the Panthers can get their 110th home franchise loss. And then looking ahead, Kevin O'Connell wins. He's going to get his 14th win. We know that's the big KC number. He'd become 14-8 all-time before playing Kansas City next week. Kansas City equals 148. But yeah, I'm just looking at how it lines up with the coach in Kansas City and the history. And I'm thinking that's the reason the Vikings win this week. Oh. Steelers and Texans, I don't want to jinx it, but if there's only one game to bet this week, I'd bet the Steelers. Hope I didn't just put the curse on it. But again, 3-1 is not the same as 31, but these teams both love 31. Houston 31, Steelers 31, both in the most pure. Steelers win their 3-1. Texans are 1-3, the reflection. The Steelers can get their 31st win over the AFC South, the Houston number. The Steelers can get their 34th win in week 4. Texans is also 34. And Steelers have decent value this week, too. Texans are coming off their big win against Jacksonville in Jacksonville, so they got some respect this week. But I like what I see in the Steelers numbers.
Do you know how much money I've pulled out of the casino's pockets? I guarantee you it's in the hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm not a greedy person. I don't say, here, to get my sports picks, you got to pay $500 a month, even though they're worth that. You know, they're worth that.
Raiders and Chargers. Now, the Raiders have some good value here. And again, Raiders, you could take them with the points. They're a 5.5-point dog. LA's 4 in the most pure, week 4. The reason I think the Raiders have a chance to upset the Chargers, there's not a whole lot that lines up in this game, but something that did stand out to me is the Raiders can get their 188th win in the division all time, and Los Angeles Chargers is 188 in the most simple cipher. But again, you got to say, isn't that pretty perfect? 188th win all time with a little upset. And if they did upset the Chargers would stay on 274 wins on the 274th day of the year. So again, you might be a happier customer if you take the Raiders with the points.
Another wrong prediction. Shut the fuck up, moron. It's not about being right about every game.
Patriots at Cowboys. Mac Jones actually is quite impressive versus the NFC on the road. And if he shocked the Cowboys here, it would make a little bit of sense. So Patriots are another team you could take with the points this week. But here's everything that could go in the Patriots' favor if they upset. Cowboys could fall to 8-7. We know Cowboys is 87. They could fall to 4-3 at home. Dallas Cowboys 43 in the most pure. If Mac Jones won, he'd get his 4th win versus the NFC in week 4. And he's only beat the NFC on the road. He's 3-1 away versus the NFC. He could become 4-1 with a win. We know Dallas is 41. Dallas established in 1841. Mike McCarthy, if he gets beat again, last week he picked up the 98th loss on the day, leaving 98 days left in the year, and the 56th special in week 3. If he loses, he'd get his 99th loss. That's New England in the most simple cipher.
I've been predicting the future for over 9 years straight accurately. I get annoyed when people are like, hey, your predictions are nowhere near Nostradamus.
You know what, you guys? This is not a false statement. I could wipe my ass with the name Nostradamus. Literally. Literally.
There's never been anyone more right who's walked on the face of this fucking earth than yours truly.
And then he's always doing his false math for how much money you would have lost, which is total BS.
Congrats to the winners.
Yeah, we hit the bookie nice.
I've been majorly right on the majority of games and picks that have people way ahead in this world, okay? In terms of overall plus minus, we're way in the plus.
You need to retire and you need to shut it down.
The mainstream media will lie to you all day. The trolls will lie to you all day. We don't lie over here. We don't have any reason to lie. There's nothing to lie about. And it was a pretty hot day in the NFL as well, except for those damn Steelers.
Liar. Liar. Deceiver. Liar.
And as for yesterday, it was a pretty great day minus the Steelers. Steelers looked like arguably the best game of the day, safest game of the day, and they kicked a lot of us in the nuts. Other than that, it was pretty damn good day. Dick-sucking, lying kike faggot. Plus, the Steelers are also a strong 31 team, and they could have become 3-1 in the battle of the two 31 teams. But had that game not failed, a lot of people would have been a lot wealthier this weekend. People still did very well because nearly every game we had a side that we took, we nailed. The only two games that went sideways on us this week were the Steelers and the Saints. Straight Jew. And there's nothing anti-Semitic about that either, because that's just a fucking fact. That's why they call it getting Jewed. Chargers and Raiders, there wasn't a whole lot to go on in this game. Raiders could have got the 188th all-time win in the division, which is Los Angeles Chargers, but there were some other things that could have gone either way.
Oh, really?
Flashback.
Raiders and Chargers. Now, the Raiders have some good value here, but again, Raiders, you could take them with the points. They're a 5.5-point dog. LA's 4 in the most pure, week 4. The reason I think the Raiders have a chance to upset the Chargers is the Raiders can get their 188th win in the division all time, and Los Angeles Chargers is 188 in the most simple cipher. But again, you got to say, isn't that pretty perfect? 188th win all time with a little upset. And if they did upset the Chargers would stay on 274 wins on the 274th day of the year. So again, you might be a happier customer if you take the Raiders with the points. Chargers and Raiders, there wasn't a whole lot to go on in this game. Raiders could have got the 188th all-time win in the division, which is Los Angeles Chargers, but there were some other things that could have gone either way.
One lie after the next.
Cowboys and Patriots, again, we talked about this. Dak Prescott got his 37th home win and stayed on 37 all-time losses over the Patriots, which is 37 in the most pure.
He's conveniently leaving out how he advised Patriots with the points. Again, these recaps are a complete load of shit meant to mislead lemmings.
Like Arthur does this a lot. He ruins his video by saying something that's fundamentally not true, and I'm like, man, that's going to ruin the whole video. Somebody who knows the facts is going to be like, I'm not listening to this guy. What he just said is totally false.
Something that's interesting that happened this week, because we've documented this for years, that they'll have these rituals with the games where there's a black QB versus a white QB. New York Giants in Gematria equals 64, and they hosted the 64th game of this NFL season, and Geno Smith got the win and Daniel Jones got the loss. And for the week, white quarterbacks fell to 6-4 versus black quarterbacks by Geno Smith beating Daniel Jones tonight.
100% completely wrong.
Geno Smith got the win and Daniel Jones got the loss. And for the week, white quarterbacks fell to 6-4 versus black quarterbacks by Geno Smith beating Daniel Jones tonight.
Again, learn how to do math.
I mean, that's who this fucking guy is, you guys. He can't even fucking count.
Ironic.
So obviously, if you watch this video by Zachary K. Hubbard here, I have to make a response to this video, because in this video, he talks mad shit on me and tries to make me look like I'm some kind of retard, and how I've just joined his community and I sat around until the year 2020 just to try to, start disproving him and I'm some agent or whatever it is, I don't really know how that is the case, considering I've been talking about Gematria since, before Zach even had a YouTube or a blog or a YouTube channel. Look at that. January 17th, 2013, I'm sending this decode to my friend. BBC, 2 + 2 + 3 = 7. Right? Later on, I talk about, also 61 days after Rihanna documentary came out. That was in July of 2013. Zach didn't even have a blog. until October 24th of 2013. So once again, did I learn a lot more about Gematria from Zach? Absolutely. But I mean, does that mean you can't continually learn about it and build on it and start understanding some of the faults that you have had within it? You know, it's a lot bigger than just some cabal that is ruling the world. In this video, he says that I said that there's no cabal and everything is organic. And I never once said that in the video. And he tried to like disprove me somehow by showing all these examples to the Kennedys and the Catholic Church. And it's like, I literally said in my umbrella video how you can connect JFK to the Catholics because he is Catholic. There's a real narrative there. That's not what I'm talking about when I'm talking about how people are decoding in dumb ways. I'm talking about when people are decoding a story and they see a certain number that they've associated with the Jesuits or the Freemasons, and the story really has no proof that it is connected to them. People are making these connections. But anyway, I want to get back to the thing about money and followers, because one of the biggest things I know that Zach was all pissed off about is because I called him out on, I feel like he's doing these things for money and followers.
Yeah, fair words. Fair words.
And he has the biggest ego in the entire world.
Every last person in this world should be grateful for my existence.
There's never been anyone more right who's walked on the face of this fucking earth than yours truly.
Thinks that, you know, nothing he can do is wrong, it feels like.
How about shut the fuck up, morons? I'm not wrong about anything.
Think about it. They delete his channel on purpose, which makes it seem a lot more legit. If it's not about money, then explain why you're making like at least $15,000 a month on Patreon. And then you got to go on a bunch of live streams before you go to like OKC, the rally. And you're like, I don't know if I'll be able to go because not enough money's coming in and I need some gas money and gas is really expensive.
Again, it takes resources to make things happen. Gas is expensive right now.
Like, come on, dude. You're making more money in 1 month than most people are making in a whole entire year. And then you talk about how you live modestly.
You know, I'm living over here modest wearing the same 3 t-shirts I got every single day.
And you need more money for gas and the hotel. And if you come on here and deceive people constantly, you know, you're still posting, once in a while you'll post a video about how you predicted Donald Trump to be the next president, but you don't show the 100 other videos where you said Hillary Clinton was going to be the president.
As I've been saying for more than a year, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are nothing more than puppets for these Zionist Jews. Donald Trump is running as a stooge to make Hillary passable. Nobody in this country wants Hillary, supports Hillary. She's going to be the president. And when she's the president, people will say, well, they must have voted because they really didn't want Donald Trump. What would be unprecedented, would be a first, is the first female president, Hillary Clinton. And all along, to me, it seemed like Donald Trump is running to be the stooge. Perhaps in the end, I'll be proven wrong. Perhaps I'm reading the numbers backwards. The headline this morning, running out of time, talking about how Donald Trump is on his way to losing this presidential election, something I've been telling people for more than a year was going to happen.
You can literally go to Sports Gematria and watch all of these videos that have legit proof that you are lying.
Indeed.
And you keep saying you're not lying. It's like, what are you even talking about? He's not cutting these things up. He's talking about things that you've said and then other things that you've said that don't even make any sense together. And that's being deceitful because that gets people to follow you. And then you say, donate some money because I'm just predicting all of these things. Never mind all the things that you got wrong.
How about shut the fuck up, morons? I'm not wrong about anything.
And then you come on and you show like when you get a sports pick right, but you don't show the other 10 ones where you didn't get it right. You know what I mean?
People want to focus on the things where I've been wrong, you know? Why?
Why are you consistently on here telling people you're like the world's greatest sports picker, and then you don't even bet yourself? Because if you bet yourself, why would you even need money from Patreon? And why would you need people to even pay you money, you know, for the information?
Yeah, fair words. Fair words.
I mean, if you were so great at sports picking, why wouldn't you take that $20,000 a month that you're making on Patreon and put it on a sports game that you are just 100% positive is going to win? And then you don't even need to take money from anybody.
It's like, okay, moron, should I just do everything? Should I do all the work, all the decodes?
make all the sports bets, just do everything myself, and then what? What's the motivation to help out humanity?
And then your excuse is always like, well, I did this knowledge for free every day for 5 years without getting any money.
Did Dan forget that the first 5 years I was here, it was nothing but censorship and trying to keep the channel alive and never raised a penny, never tried to raise a penny?
Well, I've been on here for 10 years, you know, without getting any money. Do you want a cookie? I mean, seriously. I mean, it's fine if people want to give you money. I have no problem with that. But when you have to deceive people to get that money, that's where the messed up part is. You know, you're deceiving people by getting them to pay you money, and then you don't even bet on your own picks. And we know that you don't bet on your own picks because otherwise you'd be showing us the bet slips. And you'd be bragging about it because that's the type of person that you are.
Indeed.
And another thing, isn't most of the money that's supposed to be coming in to you supposed to be like saved and build up for, you know, for this actual movement? That's why people are giving you money for, you know, a fundraiser to build this movement, to go do things.
That's why I'm saving the rest of the money for a future cause, like getting a building and renovating it and being able to have the resources to put in the furniture that we can have to set up a, you know, Gematria effect news studio. This money is for the cause. If this money goes up to 30,000, I'm telling you guys, it's going to happen overnight. We're going to have the building. We're going to have people hired. It's going to make a huge difference.
Sure, you have a website that does not cost $15,000 a month or $20,000 or whatever you're making on Patreon, or, you know, nobody even knows how much money you make because you took that off there when you were making like $30,000 a month.
And I would say, you know, the only answer is myself and everyone around me is just too over-influenced by money.
It's like, so you took that off there, so nobody knows for sure, but it's like, right now you have an $11 tier on Patreon, and you have like almost 4,000 people. You can find that by opening up an incognito window. That's how you can find it. It's like, so you know at least 1,000 of them people are signed up for the $11 tier. That's $11,000 every single month. But I mean, most people who have a fundraiser for something like this they're showing like where the money is going to.
Show me the money!
Like, where is all the money?
Show me the money!
Like, what are you using? I mean, that's a lot of fucking money.
Indeed.
And you haven't shown anything of like, you know, where all this money is going. You just, supposedly you're saving it and building up this thing for the movement. It's like, you've been doing that for years, talking about all these things you're going to do, and then you never do any of them.
Yeah, fair words.
And then you do like a few truth rallies and then beg for gas money. Like, it's fucking stupid. And once again, the problem isn't that people are giving you money. It's the way that people are being deceived into giving you money. You have a very good way of twisting your words and making things seem like you're not being deceitful, but you really are. And then people are giving you money. The least you could do is just show how much money has been made over the years. It's
unfortunately, that's never going to happen.
Fine if you need to use that money to pay your house payment or, you know, pay your bills and stuff like that. But there's no way your bills cost, over $100,000 a year if you live modestly. I mean, there's no way. I mean, and then you make fun of like me working at the gas station. You know,
The problem with this nation, again, is just that a lot of people aren't qualified to do much more in this world than work at a gas station.
you know why I work at the gas station? It's because I choose to work at the gas station. I mean, I had a 4.0 in college. I could get another job. It's not that hard. But, you know, I know that money is just fucked. And I don't care about money that much. You know, I want enough to get by, to feel a little comfortable. That's all I need. I enjoy working at the gas station because I get to talk to people all of the time. You know, it's an easy job. I drive 2 blocks, or I walk most of the time, you know, to work. I don't know if you've ever lived in a really small town too. I live in a town with like 1,000 people. There's not really that many job opportunities. And honestly, I don't want to drive a half hour to work every day. That sucks. I did that for years. So I work at the gas station. My kids can even come in and visit me while I'm at work, right? My kids can come in and, you know, I can see my family. When I was growing up, my dad worked at a packing house and he was gone 70 hours a week. He worked overnights, you know, he was sleeping when I got home from school. Then when he woke up, he went to work. I never even saw my dad. That's why I choose to work at the gas station and not have that much money. So I don't even get how you're fucking making fun of me about that. When, you know what I mean? It's just so stupid. You're the guy on here, at least I'm not on here deceiving people and not showing where any of this money goes and buying a brand new house. It's like, I don't even know, I can't remember how much it was, but it was a hell of a lot more than the house that I own costs. And then you have a new car and all these other things.
Indeed.
The word alive also equals 97, right? And he's talking about how she died on a fateful day. The death came on a fateful day, September 25th, 2023, because it's this day linked up to death. Well, let's go to Wikipedia and look at the deaths in 2023 in September, right? September 25th, right? It's such a fateful day. Well, it's such a fateful day, but then you look at some of these other ones, and like that day right there, the 22nd, that looked like to be a lot more fateful day than the 25th. The 21st looks like to be a lot more fateful day than the 25th. The 20th looked to be more. The 19th, the 18th, the 17th, the 16th. I mean, how in the fucking 14th, look at that one. All way bigger than the 25th. So how is this such a fateful day? It's like when you write in like someone has fateful name Gematria because their name equaled 38 or something. That is so stupid. No matter what age they die, you're going to write death then. You know? Why would you even write death in there? That doesn't make any sense. You see what I'm saying? Sure, they did die, but they were going to die at some point in their life, weren't they? Or they're going to live forever? I mean, how do you have fateful name Gematria? You know what I mean? It's just, that is terrible decoding. And this goes out all of the time. And I'm trying to break people away from this terrible decoding.
Again, some people cannot handle criticism.
What a fucking douchebag.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
This guy is the asshole of the fucking year.
Again, to me, I'm all about Jesus' teaching of the golden rule. Treat other people the way you want to be treated.
Well, what else is important for Americans to know? Writer who called journalist fat lesbians sentenced to prison. Hold on. You can't... Wait a minute. I told a guy yesterday, stick to pumping gas, fat ass. I hope I'm not going to prison next.
From your lips to God's ears.
But he's been on this tirade ever since COVID came to say that everything's organic and nothing means anything.
In this video, he says that I said that there's no cabal and everything is organic. And I never once said that in the video.
Now I understand why my mom told me to apply myself so I didn't end up working at the gas station. God. Is your brain made of Twinkies?
He's just, he's just talking shit.
Yeah, Dan is a real dumbass. And what's amazing is you have Derek in there now cheering it on too, and like, yeah, this is the real decode. It's like, oh yeah, okay, this is the good stuff here.
That's all, folks.
Till next time, truth seeker.